7, this is your intro clip. How does this always happen to me?
It's our first morning as a family working out.
Cammy and I have never worked out together like in our entire marriage.
Just running.
Just running. So we've never done like a gym workout together.
Yeah. Ben and I are partners. Seven.
8. 9. Last one. You got it. 10.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. Hurry up, Dove.
Good job. Good job.
No.
17.
You gotta stand up.
18.
I thought she was gonna be done. I can't.
You gotta stand up. Come on. Come on.
Too high.
Come on. You got it.
13. 14. Last one.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, that was intense. That was really hard. I wanted to give up, but my partner said, no, don't give up. Hang in there. Good job, 7. Good job, Ben. Good job, Dove. I kind of feel nauseous. And now I'm supposed to go drink a protein smoothie. I hate protein smoothies. Look at the overachiever over there.
Yeah, that was really different. First of all, Cammy's like really encouraging. She's like, whoa! I did like 10 of them. She's like, whoa, good job, Ben. I'm like, whoa, I'm not used to hearing like that kind of surprise and awe. It's kind of nice wowing a woman. And second of all, I noticed I gotta be like more gentle. Like I'm used to being like, let's go, come on. All right. With Cammy, I have to be like, you're doing great, babes.
I'm like,
And then I'm not used to hearing excuses like, I've had 6 babies. Cammy has been telling me almost since we got married that she wants my help with her working out. And I always thought that meant like, all right, like go get a membership or go do this thing. This is the first time I've actually like literally physically helped her working out. I'm not considering the running working out because that's just running, but.
well, it is. That's different. It's cardio.
Oh, and look who's here.
Oh, you
Look who's here. Look who's here.
I love her.
I got chicken cheese bagel.
We couldn't help it. It's
I got
free
a
breakfast day.
No, none of it.
$27 worth of breakfast for free. I'm such a sucker for
Hopefully
these things. One of the hardest challenges of being a dad is in changing my mindset shift to having goals that are focused for the entire family instead of just me individually. For example, with the workout today, you know, it felt like not as good of a workout for me. But I have to keep in mind that everything that I invest into these kids and my wife, it's like I get credit for that too. Like that's my job description. It's like look out for all of them. Sometimes it doesn't feel as gratifying like in the immediate sense, but I think in the long run, it's gonna be way more valuable if I invest in 5 kids and teach them how to work out, which is gonna cost me in the short term.
Ben's giving a math lesson in the form of blackjack.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, everyone got blackjacks. Now, you have $4 up there. How much would you imagine that you get paid out right now?
I made the coffee and I gave Rachel this mug here.
Pretty awesome mug with its face. I'm excited.
Someone tell me. Whoa, what do we say? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Ooh, the other thing, here's a little trick. You guys should know this because this is what the Asians say in the casinos. If you have an ace and you want, what do you want here?
King.
10, right? You yell monkey and you hit the table, which we're not gonna hit the table because we have coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they do that?
Yep, absolutely they do that. So you yell monkey. And then you get this, and then you're like, see? High count means more 10s and aces here. So the count is high. You guys are feeling it. You're gonna bet $1,000 out there. Let's put $1,000 out. So we're dealing. Memory is shouting what?
Monkey.
Monkey. Congratulations, everyone wins. How much do you win now if you have $1,000 out there?
1,500.
Exactly. We just wrapped up our little blackjack math lesson because did you say that Rachel's learning how to deal cards?
No, I didn't.
Rachel's learning how to be a professional card dealer. How was that blackjack lesson?
It was pretty awesome. Helpful.
Rachel said that yesterday she watched the blackjack documentary about the team that I started and used to run.
I think they've been the most creative team. The changing of appearance and the extra effort as far as the kind of theatrics, I think that's a Ben exclusive trait, so.
So I love the idea of the camouflage and, you know, kind of how you were doing something that seemed wrong. And what'd you think of that?
That was really cool. The holy rollers. That was pretty awesome. All the pastors and the whole whatever. Yeah. I'm excited. Makes me want to go do it.
I don't recommend it, actually. In fact, Brian, the piano teacher, who's teaching the piano right now, he first came to me and wanted me to teach him blackjack. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But I will help you grow your piano business.
I feel like I'm a failure if I don't make money. And I identify myself with how I am as a person to the amount of money that I can make. So if I make a lot of money, then I have done something with my life and I'm successful. And if not, then I'm a loser.
That is like a super normal feeling. And we're talking about a lot of the things that I've learned from playing blackjack and how much playing blackjack changed me and my whole experience growing up kind of in a religious background. Christians actually, well, they made less money than other people, they actually identified themselves with their money more than almost anyone. They were more obsessed with money than any of the non-religious folk, which was really weird to me. This morning, I was teaching Rachel math. That was the reason we put that little thing together, because she's learning to be a blackjack dealer. So I decided to bring the kids in and turn it into a kind of a math lesson. And she asked me when it was all said and done, she said, so why do you boycott casinos? For those of you guys that don't know, blackjack was a huge part of my life, both a number of years. I played it professionally and managed a team for 8 years. And it was a huge part of my kind of like spiritual development in getting saved from a certain way to see God and right and wrong and money. It's not what most people think. It's not like before blackjack, I was like, hey, there is a right and wrong. And then after blackjack, I was like, there's no right and wrong. It really was not that simple. But blackjack changed me from seeing the world with certain external black and white things, like, oh, a mall is good and a casino is bad. But ironically, it actually made me more frustrated and angry at what I consider like destructive things. And I really do consider casinos to be a destructive place. And when we were there, we were taking money from casinos. So one of the things that I'm kind of proud of is in my blackjack career, I think I'm responsible for about $4 million being taken from casinos, all legally, and then probably about $10 million from people that I've taught. I would prefer if these places don't exist, but it is how I made my living. And up until very recently, I even made income just from the website that we started teaching people how to play. And it's hard with this vlog because it's actually a huge part of our story, but I'm actually a little bit like embarrassed about it. I just feel like it requires so much explanation and it's so distracting that I'm like, why even talk about it? This right here, you see that piece of art? That was given to me as a gift from the blackjack team after I left, and it's the skyline of Las Vegas with a church in the very center of it, because our team was nicknamed the church team. It was kind of a joke. And then in that time period, a number of things happened. One is this documentary was made about our life, and it was on Netflix. It was called Holy Rollers. And it got us featured in like CNN and the New York Times and Playboy. This American Life on NPR has an episode about it. And one of the things I'm the most proud about actually is this edition of Cigar Aficionado. Look at that. Right in this very attic. See?
Similar.
Like right there. In a cigar magazine nonetheless. And Rachel was asking me today, why don't you still do this? Why'd you quit? I told her the story, and that's what I'm gonna spend the rest of the vlog doing today, is just sharing the story, which I don't think I've ever shared. I've shared it with a few people, but it's a really personal story to me. And I had quit playing blackjack for a number of years because it just wasn't interesting to me, and honestly, I was making a lot more money in other businesses. And we decided to go on a trip to the Bahamas. And I knew that there was a casino here. So this was in 2013. There's Cammie. So we go to like the fanciest resort that I can find, because we had just moved here and we were freezing our asses off. I knew that there was a casino at this resort. This was like the place that's on the Travel Channel. It's called Atlantis. So I decided to take $8,000 because anything over $10,000, you have to declare when you cross the border, and it's a giant pain. One of the first nights of our trip, we put the kids to bed and I say, you know, I'm gonna go down to the casino and play for a couple hours and just see what happens. And I won like 8,000 bucks or something, 10,000 bucks, you remember? Mm-mm. Okay, this is May 2013, February 2014, January 10th. The first night I won $12,300. This was great because this covered all the expenses to our trip, all the airfare, all the hotel, all the food, and I was thinking, this could be the last time I ever play blackjack. This would be perfect.
Good way to go out.
A good way to go out. Let's go home and be done with this stupid blackjack thing once and for all and end on a winning note. I don't know how else to say it, but I felt like God was telling me to go back. It was like the last night of our trip. I like really didn't want to because the benefit of winning more money would not outweigh emotional cost of losing what I had already won. And really it's about a coin toss whether you win or lose. I mean, when you're counting cards like we were doing, the edge goes into your favor a little bit. It's like, let's just say 52% to 48%, so it's slight. But still you're talking, out of 100 sessions, you're gonna lose 48. But I go back and I take about $20,000, like the 8 that I had brought and the 12 that I had won.
Ben freaked me out because Ben's not really like a safety guy in the sense of, I mean, he's safe in his own ways, but he's just not. So, but he was telling me, okay, Cammie, as he's putting on his running shoes, he said, okay, Cammie, here's the safe, here's how to get the money. If I don't come back, meet me here with the kids and lock the door. And I was like, what?
Because there's all sorts of horror stories from Bahamian casinos about how crooked they are, and the government's all jacked up. So I knew a lot of people that really got screwed over. So I wore my running shoes thinking I might have to use these things. Over the course of the next 2 hours, I proceeded to lose almost all $20,000. And the money is just going. So you lose
your winnings and then more than your winnings.
So I'm down to $2,000, which is, it's hard, and it's pretty unlikely to lose money that fast. But I look down and I have this $2,000 left, but I felt like completely okay about it. In fact, I felt like God was just trying to like prove his point. And I didn't like hear him speak or anything like that. It wasn't like no hocus pocus. I believed that's what was happening. I looked down, I had this final $2,000, and I felt like I should just keep on playing. Like that was the obedient thing to do. So I did, I played, and pretty soon, like I'm starting to win a little bit. Cammie eventually came down and joined me. And these are like $500 chips, these pink and purple ones. And I started to put them in my pocket because there was too much to hold in front of me. Pretty soon I ran out of space in my pockets. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna play until I get one more positive count. It ended up being an hour. And finally I went into the bathroom to like count up my chips. And I had, how much? The second day, I won $14,300. Which means for the entire trip, we made $26,000 on our vacation. And the best part was, they paid for the hotel, they paid for all the food, and then they actually paid for us to get massages and stuff like that. And winning that much money was actually really kind of unlikely, especially after winning a lot, then going down to 2,000, and then going back up. That big of deviations is actually pretty unusual. But that was the last time I ever played. It's weird because I felt like I did a good job. Not because I won the money, because I've won more than that before and I've lost way more than that before. But I felt like I did the right thing. I felt like in whatever way I thought God was talking to me, I obeyed. I know it's a weird way, you guys, to like hear about obeying God, but blackjack was a part of our life. And for us, it's not gambling. It's like, it's a way to make money. A lot of times people ask me like, do you miss it? You know, and it's kind of weird because in that little blackjack world, we were kind of famous. Like after running the team, we made a website that taught people how to play, and it became the largest website in the world, teaching people how to play blackjack. And everyone's wondering like, oh, if you could make money, and that's what Rachel was asking, like, why don't you play? And I'm like, all it's good for is making money. Like, if I wanted more money, I would play blackjack, but we don't want more money. We want to do what we feel like God's put us on this earth to do. And after a while, just making money gets really boring. To this day, I've never been in a casino or played blackjack since that moment.
Rachel did ask, you know, but if you found yourself in a place where we really needed money, would you use that skill? And Ben said, yeah, I would. I mean,
sure, why not? But one of the things that makes it so weird is because we get these phone calls from casino all the time offering us free airfare, free food, everything free.
Hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. Hey, Ben. Jim Roseberg. This is Jim Roseberg from the Atlantis, the Bahamas. I know it's been a while since you visited the property. Got some great offers for a return trip, 5-night comp room in the Cove. There's $1,000 towards your food and beverage. Going on 3 years since your last trip, 5-night comp room. You've got 4 tickets for the Jay Leno performance, $1,000 towards your food and beverage, and an entry into our $100,000 slot tournament. Listen, I know it's been over 3 years since your last trip, including the 5-night comp room in the Cove. There's $1,000 towards food and beverage. Currently running a $250 airfare credit offer. I'm calling to make sure you're getting our offers for a return trip.
But I'd rather make vlogs for you guys than make money. I mean, are you kidding me? Not even close. And it's weird because now I don't feel like I can afford to go. It was almost like Chickfila today. I don't know why I do that stupid crap because like I don't want more fast food, and I really enjoy our time at home with our family now, to a point where when I go even to get something that's free, it costs us something else. And for me to take 4 days off of our life to go eat a bunch of free buffets and play a stupid game just to make more money, I don't know, it doesn't fit with our values. But at one time, there would have been nothing I would have rather done than sit in the Bahamas and making money from casinos.
I guess you could say we grew out of playing blackjack.
I have stacks of these documentaries. So I'm gonna do a kind of a special thing here. I'm gonna give some away to you guys. We're gonna give 10 of these away to people in the comment section. Because we really do appreciate you guys commenting and participating in the vlog in that way. To qualify, you have to do 2 things. One is you have to leave a comment on this video. I don't care what it says. The second thing is we're gonna look up how many comments you've left in the last 1 to 2 months. I'm gonna let Dove decide. And then we're just gonna give it out to the top 10. You'll have to look in the comments because you're gonna have to send us your address. But that's that story, and that's that part of our life that we don't talk about very much, but was super influential in how we see money right now. And the reason, I'm gonna keep on saying it, but the reason why we talk about money here, it's not to show off and be flashy, because like I said, it's kind of embarrassing to tell people you win $30,000 or whatever the heck, because I know what $30,000 means to a lot of people. To a lot of people, $30,000 means, oh, my problems would be solved. But we lived with that money, and all I can say is, our problems were not solved.
Some of our immediate problems were solved, like food and shelter, and those things are important, but I think what Ben's saying is the deep down problems, the internal problems were not solved by money.
And those are the biggest ones.
It's scary and hard.
We do feel like God gave us this really weird and specific story to play on this planet, and all we can really do is be honest about it. And I feel like in some ways I haven't been as honest about this part as maybe I should have.
We're 10 years younger in this documentary, in case you're wondering.
We're gonna end the vlog there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Feel free to give me a call. I am toll free at 877 508-1594. Thank you and have a good weekend. Take care.